Yeah. I'm gonna go back to like what I said about the three P's. So protect, procreate, and what was the other P?
Provide.
Provide. Yeah. So there was a point that I was about to make that I forgot that I remembered now. That the problem with these three P's is like that they required men to measure their self worth on something arbitrary and something external. You know, it's never that you're honest or you're a good husband or whatever. It's like you're a good husband if you can provide. You're a good husband if you can protect, if you give a lot of babies or whatever. So it's like women are judged or like objectified in a way na it's always based on our looks, based on our sex appeal, whatever, which is very true. And I have like a lot to say about this, but anyway, because we're talking about men now. But at the same time, you kind of objectify men, but in terms of it's always money. It's always like how successful are you in your career? It's like there's this big pressure for men to just like keep showing off how rich they are, how much they can make. And that's why it's like for men, I guess it's more of a big deal. Diba? Like for women, we can wear anything we want. They can even wear a top that's 100 pesos and it's okay. But then men, you always just look at their watch and their shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know, like growing up, diba, like if your shoes are like this, it means you're like that lang. In a way, like you have to like flaunt your paycheck and prove to your prospective partners or whatever that you are like rich enough or like, you know, successful enough to be a good mate. The problem with this is like there's always gonna be someone richer, there's always gonna be someone more successful, you know, like
Yeah.
because it's arbitrary, it doesn't end. And so where do you draw the line? Like when is it ever enough? And you know, the answer is it's never enough. And like that's why men are always like they always want more. They always want more power. There's this never ending uphill climb or whatever. To power, to prestige, to everything, to money. Sometimes maybe this drives men crazy, and that's why you have all these people who accumulate all these billions and billions and billions and then they're assholes and they're just crazy and they're just so on a societal like perspective, it's good, you know, because this is how we were programmed for thousands of years, like that men have to like provide and everything. But then individually, it kind of screws you up because then your self worth isn't even like intrinsic, like I am enough.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
the fact is like you always feel like I'm never enough because I always have to like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So it's like you're not even a person, you're kind of just like a paycheck. And that's why like I also get annoyed by like so we have like this friend and then like she dates like rich men and everything, and like I don't know, like her basis is really just like how rich they are and stuff. And it kind of like it annoys me because for my end I kind of see it as laziness. Like I see that you want to be taken care of, but like if your basis for like happiness and like a good partner is really just their money, then how do you expect to be happy, you know?
Yeah. I
And
know
at
what
the
you
same
mean.
time, you're not doing anything to like be self-sufficient.
No, I think that's the thing. The problem can also exist in women because when women are searching for that type of man, then they are also a problem because they're not looking at a man for their self worth. They're looking at a man for his watch and shoes.
Yeah.
So again, both parties are at fault for this kind of behavior. And it continues, like it mirrors into women. So like what you said, women are more objectified. You know, a man is now rich and successful. So what does he look for a woman? A woman who is
Beautiful.
beautiful. You know, when you're dating, guys, just remember like look for the proper traits in people. Don't actually just date them for their status or for how they look. There's a lot more to it. And I've had very beautiful girls, but they all had like issues and we didn't match. So in the end of the day, it's really about who do you want to grow old with? Who do you want to stick around with? You know? So do you have anything else to say? Anything you want to add?
I think the point that I want to like emphasize is how men are like described to be pussies now isn't a bad thing, and it's not a weakness. And you know, this whole tough guy act, it's not like cool anymore. I mean, it's not that it's not cool, but it's not required and it's not the only way. And I think that, you know, like men being more vulnerable and men being more emotionally equipped, expressing their feelings and everything, I feel like that in itself is more strong. Like that's a deeper form of strength than, you know, being tough guy, but then it's all just pretense and
Okay,
then
well said, babe. I agree with you. So, guys, like, just be more in touch with your emotions. You can still be strong by being vulnerable. There's no shame in that. And you know, as much as possible, I think be open. Be open. Talk to your wives. Talk to your girlfriends, and just tell them how you feel. I think
yeah, and
you
I
know.
feel like don't tell yourself that you can't feel because you're human, you know, you have emotions. It's like I guess like don't limit yourself to like what you're feeling and stuff. And if you feel something, you acknowledge it and like don't push it away and tell yourself that you can't feel a
Exactly.
certain thing. You know, so it's not just about like being vulnerable to other people. You kind of also have to like learn to be, I guess, like vulnerable with yourself. You
Exactly.
are human and you'll feel things, and like that's okay. You know, it's that means you're human, and that means that you're not like some sociopath or whatever. You
Exactly.
have to like not only like acknowledge your feelings, but you also have to like engage your feelings, like, you know, like question like, why do I feel this way? Like this is like the first step to self-awareness, which like not a lot of men, I guess, like think a lot about, because you know they think that this whole like feelings and everything, like this is a women's thing, but no, it's supposed to be a people's thing. You know, you're human, and like that's something that you have to do to be healthy, like mentally and everything.
And also, like, when you look for a partner, look for someone that fits the values that you want in someone. And again, don't look for someone just for beauty alone. Look for someone who's beautiful inside. So someone who will really bring the best man in you. At least this is a message to the men and women. Don't look for a man who can just do the three P's. Instead, look for a man who has good moral values, and again, who's in touch with his emotions and can communicate with you. I think that's the most important thing.
If you guys want to check out the full episode, click the link on the screen or head on over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever podcasts are available. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.